All right, let's go on a little journey, shall we? We're going to start way up in the cloud, with the big ideas that are shaping our digital world. And then we're going to follow the signal all the way down to the actual cables, the real physical stuff that makes it all happen. You ready? Let's dive in.
Okay, first step, let's tackle a concept that honestly still feels like something out of a sci-fi movie. But here's the thing. Artificial intelligence, it isn't coming, it's not on its way, it's already here, working behind the scenes and, yeah, right in front of our faces every single day. And AI isn't just one single thing. It's this huge, sprawling field with some seriously amazing applications. I mean, think about it for a second. In transportation, you've got autopilots flying planes. In education, virtual instructors are helping you out with your grammar. Law enforcement, they're using it to reconstruct faces from tiny bits of evidence. And in medicine, it's actually helping design custom prosthetics. In all these different places, AI is doing things we used to think only humans could. So, to make sense of all this, here's our game plan. First, we're going to explore the new reality technology has built around us. Then, we'll take a look at your personal digital toolbox. After that, we'll see how it all connects, talk about staying safe out there, and wrap up with sharpening our most important tool of all, our own critical thinking. All right, let's jump into our first section. We're looking at the big picture here, how these incredibly powerful new technologies are shaping the world we live in right now. So, what is AI, really? Well, at its heart, it's all about building computer systems that can kind of think and learn like we do. Taking our ability to learn from experience, to reason, to solve tricky problems, and putting all of that inside a machine. And here is just a fantastic example of its real-world impact. This isn't just a theory, right? When you combine the design power of AI with something like 3D printing, you get these incredible breakthroughs. We're talking about advanced prosthetics that are not only more affordable, but can be perfectly customized. This is technology that genuinely, truly changes people's lives for the better. Okay, so we've seen what this technology is. Now let's look at how we actually use it. What are the tools in our digital toolbox? Let's dig into the different kinds of computers that power our world. So at the really high end, you've basically got two kinds of computing giants. Think of mainframes as the marathon runners. They are built to handle thousands, even millions of tasks all at the same time, like a massive insurance company processing claims all day long. Then you have supercomputers. These guys are these sprinters. They're designed to do a few incredibly complex calculations as fast as humanly or, well, machinely possible. Think weather forecasting, trying to predict the path of a hurricane. That's a job for a supercomputer. And just to give you a sense of the sheer scale and power we're talking about, this is the IBM Summit. It's a machine built to tackle some of the absolute biggest scientific challenges on the planet. Everything from climate modeling to medical research. This is really the peak of high-performance computing right now. But computers aren't just locked away in these massive rooms. They're literally everywhere, often hidden in plain sight. That little chip that runs your car's engine, that's a computer. The brains inside your smart washing machine, yep, computer. Even the thermostat on your wall, all of them are tiny, dedicated computers working away behind the scenes, and we don't even think about it. Okay, so we've got all these devices, right? From supercomputers all the way down to smart thermostats. But how on earth do they all talk to each other? Let's pull back the curtain and take a look at the massive network that connects us all. First things first, let's clear up a super common point of confusion. The internet and the World Wide Web, they're not the same thing. The internet is the physical stuff, the giant global network of wires, fiber optic cables, and satellites. Think of it like the world's entire road system. The web, on the other hand, is just one of the services that uses that road system. It's the collection of all the websites and pages you visit. Those are like the destinations, the cities and shops you can actually drive to. Now, let's zoom in from that massive global network to something a lot smaller, your own home. Your house is basically its own little mini network. And that little box with the blinking lights, your router, that's the traffic cop. Its whole job is to direct all the data flowing between your laptop, your phone, your smart TV, and manage their connection out to the wider internet. What's really cool about this is it shows the two main ways networks are set up. On one side, you've got the client/server model. Here, a central server holds all the data, kind of like a library where you have to go to check out a book. The other model is peer-to-peer, or P2P. In this setup, all the devices connect directly to each other. It's more like a book club where everyone brings their own books to share directly with everyone else. So with literally billions of devices all connected, how does any piece of data know where it's supposed to go? Well, it's pretty simple actually.
Just like every house needs a street address to get mail, every single device on the internet needs a unique address to be found. And that's exactly what an IP address, an Internet Protocol address, is. It's the digital street address for your computer.
All right, so understanding the system is one thing, but navigating it safely, that's a whole other ballgame. So let's talk about some of the essential rules of the road for living safely online.
Social media is a huge part of our world, but man, you've got to be smart about it. My advice, treat your personal info like cash. You wouldn't just leave it lying around, right? So be careful. Know who your friends are, who can see your posts, and really think twice before you share personal images. And maybe most importantly, before you hit that share button, just take a second to check if what you're sharing is actually true. It's the single best way to stop misinformation in its tracks. And when you're shopping online, that little S in HTTPS at the very beginning of a web address, that is your new best friend. Seriously. It stands for secure, and it means your connection is encrypted, which is what you want. Also, try to stick with well-known, reputable sites. And here's a pro tip. Use a credit card instead of a debit card if you can. They almost always offer better fraud protection. Oh, and always check the return policy.
And you've got to be on the lookout for digital threats that are just plain sneaky. The classic example is the Trojan horse. And yeah, it works just like in the Greek myth. It's a program that shows up looking like a harmless gift, maybe a free game or a cool little tool. But secretly, it's designed to open up a backdoor into your computer for hackers. And that brings us to our final piece of the puzzle. This one isn't about the tech at all. It's about how we think. Because honestly, the most powerful tool you have online is your own brain. You know, in a world with just an infinite amount of information, you have to remember that not all of it is good information. So before you trust something you read online, get in the habit of asking yourself 4 simple questions. Who wrote this? Are they an authority? Can I verify this? Is it accurate? Is this source trying to be objective, or is it clearly biased? And finally, is this information current, or am I reading something that's totally out of date? Now, if you want a more structured way to approach this, there's a great framework you can use called the RED model. It's basically a clear step-by-step process for thinking through complex info and making a better call. The real power of this model is how it flows. Step 1, recognize assumptions. That means your own too. What biases are you bringing to the table? Step 2, evaluate the information. Objectively, you gotta separate the actual facts from the opinions. And then, and only then, do you move to step 3, draw conclusions that are actually based on solid evidence. So there you have it. We've covered the tech, the tools, the rules of the road, and the right mindset. We've gone from the cloud all the way down to the cable. But now, the most important part is what you do with it all. In a world of infinite information, how are you going to find the truth?